Hey there, everybody. Hey, welcome to this episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. I, as always, am your humble host, Van Ebert. And I'm touched. My heart is warmed by you deciding to join me here for this Godzilla -1 episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. And we're going to get right into the movie here. But real quick here, let me remind you that you can actually live chat with me here. That's part of the point, or most of the point of this show, is that if you see a movie and you want to have an opportunity to have an in-depth conversation about it via live chat with me, you can live chat with me on Rumble and or YouTube there. So, and then if you live chat with me on YouTube, I can put your comment right down here if you want. And just, questions, comments about Godzilla -1, any movie, whatever you want. Okay, so absolutely. I can't promise I'm going to be able to answer every question. If you've got a question about, molecular mechanics, probably not going to be able to help you out right there. So, and I don't even know if that's even a thing. So, but it sounded smart. And I'm trying to convince you guys I'm smart, but I'm not. So there we go. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, welcome to everybody, including my movie maniacs, just like my man right there. And you know what? Let's get right into something to dance to for you.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
That's damn right. Damn right. It's Movies Merica, spoiler warning. And you're with me right now, whether you like it or not. But hey, and if you can think of anybody that you even remotely thinks would want to watch this show, yeah, go ahead and send them the link right here, and have them join me. Definitely, the more the merrier. It's awesome. Okay, but let's get right into Godzilla -1. What do you say there? And hey, there's the big guy right there, the big, scaly, horrific-looking big guy, Godzilla, the star of the show here in Godzilla -1, and. As you probably know, this movie is taking the world by storm right now, okay? It's now a lot of people, they might hear the title Godzilla -1, or like, what the hell is Godzilla -1? Like, what's -1? Like, what is that? I'm used to seeing titles like Godzilla 3, Godzilla 17, but Godzilla -1, what is all that about? But that's where the strong positive word of mouth comes in about Godzilla -1, and it's just like it's getting the treatment that any good movie deserves. Okay, now as we know, not every legitimately good movie gets the attention it deserves, and for some reason doesn't get the good word of mouth going about it. I think about movies like Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. The Creator that just came out this year, or Gran Turismo that just came out this year. These are good movies where the word of mouth didn't get out. Now, the problem with those movies is people just didn't go see them. Well, it's a little hard to talk about the movies at the theater, or from what you saw at the theater, if you don't go to the theater to see them. Okay, but Godzilla is a pretty popular, well-known, piece of IP, a character, right? Godzilla's been around for 70 years, and it's got a leg up on that a movie like The Creator or Gran Turismo doesn't have. But I didn't know about this movie. I mean, I knew it was coming out, but I was on the fence as far as whether or not I should see Godzilla -1. And then I just kept hearing from other people like, you got to see this. Friends of mine that got early screenings to it were telling me that, hey, don't let that title of the movie screw around with you. I mean, don't be that guy that
Crash and burn, huh, Mav?
Exactly. So yeah, don't be that guy. Don't crash and burn and not see Godzilla -1. And I'm glad I took him up on it. And I had a friend that wanted to go check it out, so we did. And yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. Now it's got a different feel to it, and if you're not used to Japanese movies, if you're just if you're just used to Michael Bay and J.J. Abrams and James Cameron, and you're used to the characters and how they act in those movies there, and you're not real familiar with Japanese culture and how Japanese people talk and their values and that kind of thing. Yeah, you might be wondering, like, you might be kind of curious, like, okay, these guys are acting different than I would typically work. Well, that's cool. That's fine. It just doesn't stop, the movie from being entertaining. Okay. And there's no way that this movie is gonna.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just too good a movie. And it's got the fantastic visual effects, and it's amazing how these visual effects are as fantastic as they are, because this movie costs, we originally thought it was $15 million. Well, the director has come out since those initial early reports of the 15 million and said, no, guys, this movie actually costs less than $15 million. I mean, $15 million, that's what they spent on craft services when they were shooting the Marvels. Okay, that's what they spent $15 million on, or less in this case, for Godzilla -1. And their visual effects don't look anything near as good as what you see in Godzilla -1. I mean, just look at this shot right here that you're checking out here with Godzilla in the ocean there, chasing the boat, and that's not even close to the best shot right there. But yeah, and great storytelling, and Godzilla -1, it remembers one of the topical rules, or one of the top rules in storytelling. You actually have to give a shit about the characters, okay? Or at the very least, the main character. And this movie, it takes the time for you to get to know the main characters. You see the struggles, the suffering they're going through. I mean, in this movie, this takes place at the tail end of World War II, and as we all know, Japan was getting the shit kicked out of it. I feel bad for the Japanese people in this, but the government deserved it. I mean, you attack Pearl Harbor, it's your ass, okay? And now there's a legend that when I think it was right before Pearl Harbor or right after Pearl Harbor, there was a Japanese general that said, "We have awoken the sleeping giant that is the United States." Well, it turns out that was bullshit right there.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
I know. But the point is, Japan was it was in a bad way. Okay, at the tail end of World War II, and obviously right after World War II, and because, hey, you know what? Yeah, they kicked the wrong grizzly bear. They attacked Pearl Harbor, and yeah, they had to pay the price. And unfortunately, the Japanese government, as it would seem, didn't really give a shit about their people. They're like, if our people get nuked, if our people get killed, and burnt to a crisp in a bunch of air raids, that's cool. That's fine. It's no big whoop. And so I feel bad for them. But all that to say is, yeah, at the beginning of this movie, or towards the beginning of this movie, yeah, you see Tokyo, and it's in shambles. I mean, it's just it's all toe up from the flow up. Okay. And so the characters in this movie are just already depressed and down and really just feeling it, and just mourning what they used to have. Maybe not like this.
I love my dead gay son.
Not that kind of mourning, okay, but mourning what they had before World War II and the country that they had. And so right there, you feel for the characters. You're like, wow, okay, these guys are in it. They're going through all this shit. And then on top of that, now they got this Godzilla guy they got to deal with here. I'm like, what the hell? It never ends for these. Like, these guys can't buy a break here in Godzilla -1. And then, of course, on top of that, You've got the girl, the character of the little girl, like Hiko, and she's like a little baby when you first meet her in this movie, and then she turns into a cute little girl. And then you feel bad, like, well, there's a little girl in the mix. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. And then you got Shikishima, and then you've got Mariko, I believe, or Mariko or Nariko, as the surrogate father and mother, and and trying to raise Akiko, and you just feel bad for him. It's like, okay, you don't want anything bad to happen to them. They can't raise this little girl if they die. I don't want the little girl to die. And so, very much unlike a Michael Bay movie, you actually give a shit about these characters. And so when some big scaly monster like Godzilla comes along and is just destroying everything in its path, mass murdering people left and right, you're like, I don't want these people to die. Now, in like the Godzilla movie from 1998, right? Roland Emmerich's Godzilla movie from 1998, or Michael Bay movies, Transformers movies. Speaking for me personally, I don't give a shit if any of those humans die, because they're so one-dimensional, cookie cutter, cardboard cutout, shallow, pretentious douches, that I'm like, you know what? If King Kong kills them, or this bad, if this Decepticon squishes this douche like a bug, don't care, But in Godzilla -1, you're like, I don't want anything to happen to these. Like, you stay away there, Godzilla. All right, don't do it. Godzilla's like,
gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, just they got you. They got you in the feels, man. Got you in the feels there. But so yeah, at the beginning of this movie, you first meet Shikishima, and I do like the tone that they set with the beginning of the movie, because you basically just cut. It's like an ocean. It's like a shot over the ocean, zooming into Odo Island. You see the undercarriage of this plane that he's flying, and for me, it just set this serious tone to the movie. There wasn't any like stirring, sweeping music, anything like that. No John Williams score. Just set the tone that, okay, this is going to be a serious movie with kind of a morose mood to it. And then, Shikishima, he meets up with the mechanics on Odo Island, and that's where he first meets, I believe it's Tachibana, who turns out to be a very important character throughout the whole movie, even, particularly at the end. And they inspect his plane after he's told them that, well, he couldn't follow through on his duty as a kamikaze pilot, because his plane is faulty. Something's wrong with it, and they don't find anything wrong with it. And it's obviously insinuated to them and to us as the audience that, okay, this guy just didn't have the nerve, didn't have the stones to follow through on his duty as a kamikaze pilot. And then you later on you find out that hey, you know what? It was stupid. It would have been stupid for him to die as a kamikaze pilot at that point, because all hope was lost. I mean, the war was lost for Japan. Like, what's the point of you dying and whatnot? So, and as I look over here, to my right here, I see the best of the best, the creme de la creme in the live chat right here. We got Unfolding Joker. Let's fucking go. Yeah. A beer drinking Trev. Oh, man, how could you spoil things like that? Godzilla is large and destroys things. Thanks, man. What the hell? And Unfolding Joker helping me out, helping this young man out. He rumbled and shared. I appreciate that. So, and yeah, don't they just look, point, and go, "Let's go, Godzilla!" A beer drinking Trev. I know some people that spent $15 million on toilet paper at the start of the fake pandemic. Isn't that right? Like, all that footage, you saw like the select footage of people filling up the back of their trucks with toilet paper and paper towels, and not letting the other shoppers get any of it. They're just hoarding all this TP. Just put together or illustrated a point that we are all fucked, okay, if something really bad happens. Not the fake pandemic, okay? So something actually, more dangerous, like a Godzilla attack. I mean, you know what? Hey, I mean, Godzilla attacks, everyone's going to be shitting their pants, and the TP will be sorely needed, and probably more than $15 million of ass wipe, that's for sure. Hey, Agent X6, welcome. So he asked a very important question. Does it eat everybody? Not everybody, but it gets its fill. It gets its fill there. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Beer Drinker Trev says, movies has abandoned the chat. No. I would never, ever do that. Ever do that. So, and yeah, I'm definitely in the spoiler zone. Yeah, that's this is Movies America spoiler warning, after all, you bet. But yeah, keep the live chat going. Yeah, let me guys know if you guys actually have seen the movie. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, well, yeah, you're prepared to get spoiled rotten in this. But if you've seen the movie, yeah, let me know like what your favorite part of the movie was, your favorite character, or something like that. So I definitely want to hear from you guys, and everybody that's just watching, that's lurking, that isn't in the live chat already. That goes for you. I want to hear from you guys. Don't be shy. Okay. They won't bite in the live chat. Well, I don't know. Beer Drinking Trev might. Okay, so or he might steal your toilet paper. I don't know, but drink time. Oh yeah, and you know what? If you didn't take that as a clue, you have full permission from moi to drink it up during this show. Not that you needed my permission or like that, but it's as I always say, it's almost the weekend. All right, like get your drinky on, pound back whatever you're in the mood for. And hey, maybe that's some passion fruit iced tea. Hey, and if that's you, I don't know what to do for you. But Beer Drinking Trev says, I'll see the movie in like 5 to 10 years. That's my going rate for catching up. Yeah. I would not wait on this one, though. I mean, this is a movie you definitely want to see in the theaters. Now, easier for me to say, like, Beer Drinking Trev, he's got like 17 kids, where I have none. Okay. Thankfully for the 17 kids, I have none. So it's easy for me to go to the movies. It's easy for me to go, come on, man, go see the movie. Go see a movie. Well, what are you waiting for? Come on. It's like, it's going to be out of the theaters at any time. What are you waiting for? And the whole time, their wife was like tapping her foot at him, like, I know you're not going to do what Van's telling you to do and go see these movies. All right, we got to do 17 kids. All right, we got to put them to bed. All right, and I'm like, all right. Yeah, if you don't go see the movie when your wife gives you that look, and we all know that look, yeah, it's better to say, fuck you, Van. I will not be going to movies. I am going to side with the missus. Okay, so there you go. So like they say, happy wife, happy life. Absolutely. So don't get in the doghouse for me. And Beer Drinking Trev, although I did just watch John Wick 4 recently. What'd you think? Did you like it? So I know you watched my spoiler-free review, of course, and watched my spoiler warning show after John Wick 4, right? I always got to promote, man. I always got to hawk my show. Always there. But yeah, I mean, Godzilla -1. You get it doesn't take long for you to get your first Godzilla attack. They're there on Odo Island, and Odo Island it's known in Godzilla movies. Like in the very first Godzilla movie, that was like the home island of Godzilla. So when I heard Odo Island in this one, like, all right, little callback to the first movie. Okay, all right. But so they're on Odo Island, and then it's nighttime, and next thing you know, they hear some noise afoot. Okay, something goes. They're hearing a racket, and they're wondering, like, what are those? What kind of ruffians are making that racket? And so they shine some light on the beach, and all of a sudden, holy shit! It's this big lizard thing.
No, God, please, no.
And yeah, you see, and that's the first time you get to see like the fantastic Godzilla CGI effects in this. And of course, as you would expect, the Japanese mechanics on the island suddenly need that $15 million worth of TP because they're shitting their pants, something fierce, and including our main character Shikishima, the kamikaze pilot. And so then you see another opportunity for Shikishima to show bravery, right? Because the mechanics are like, we're just mechanics. We're not pilots. We're not gunners. Okay. We need you to jump back in your plane and use your 20 millimeter gun to waste that big, big morphed Geico gecko that we see right there, And so he gets in his plane, but he shits his pants. He just can't summon up the bravery, the courage to unleash the 20 millimeter fury on Godzilla, even when he's got Godzilla in his crosshairs right there. And so he just ends up crying like a bitch, okay, screaming like a biatch, okay, and pretty much he's
I gotta go take him.
Yep, because he pisses his pants in this. And so as a result, since Godzilla, doesn't get taken out, then Godzilla keeps going towards the mechanics. Of course, one of the mechanics, wigs out and starts shooting at Godzilla. Bad idea. Okay, so
I'm a dumbass.
and so Godzilla don't like that too much. So then he starts attacking the mechanics. And the mechanics, they all die except for Tachibana and this kamikaze pilot, Shikishima. And so, cut to the next day, Shikishima awakes from passing out from fright or whatever, or just getting his ass knocked out. And he wakes up to a bunch of dead bodies. And Tachibana is retrieving the dead bodies. And of course, Tachibana, he's not too happy with Shikishima. He's like, hey, dumbass. If you were to have fired your 20 millimeter gun on Godzilla instead of these guys would have actually still been alive, or at least more of them would be alive right now. And so he's not too happy about it. So just another example of that was just another time where I was like, we're supposed to root for this guy, Shikishima, the kamikaze pilot. This guy's supposed to be a hero. Like, this guy's wet the bed twice already. Okay. And you don't understand until later on that this guy's got a pretty great character arc. But at the beginning, they don't sell him as some Indiana Jones, John Wick kind of character. Is a character that you can admire. Let's check out the live chat here. I had beer trigger. And after hitting me in the back of the head several times with a hammer, I had to give him my gun. I've got kids. Professor Savage Dad, welcome, man. Welcome. Good to see you here. He says this was such a great movie. Yep. Sup to you there, PSD. Absolutely. So it was a fantastic movie. So absolutely. And I'm kind of curious to hear your favorite part, your favorite character, that kind of thing. And real quick, while I'm thinking about it, just popped into my head. Go ahead and hit subscribe and follow this channel right here. Hit that subscribe and follow button down below, or subscribe or follow button, I should say, and then hit that like button if you like monster movies, if you like creature movies. Hit that like button down there, people. And then hit that notification bell down there as well, because if you hit that notification bell, you get notified whenever a brand new, piping hot, fresh episode of Movies America Spoiler Warning is ready and waiting for you. Okay, so all right, so the live chat is getting real live. Let's do this. Let's break it up a little bit. Break it up, people. Break it up. And I want to break it up and let you guys know all about tdpn.locals.com. And you may be asking yourself, Van, what is tdpn.locals.com? Well, if you're smart, you're asking me that, all right? So, I will tell you, intelligent folks. So that is our website that we have our articles and blogs and videos all about movies, entertainment, cocktail recipes, booze, politics, hot button topics of the day. Got my man Sean on there. I talked about things more life advice oriented and music oriented. And I mean, great content on tdpn.locals.com. Okay. And now, just like the hottest nightclub in New York City, all right. And we'll do my terrible Stefan impression from SNL. Just like at a nightclub, there's a VIP section on tdpn.locals.com. And so that only costs you $3 a month minimum to be a tdpn.locals.com VIP, where you get access to VIP only content. But as you can see at the very bottom, if you put in promo code TDPN, well, you get 1 month free membership. You get to be a VIP for free for 1 month here just by putting that TDPN promo code in. Yes. So get in there now. Don't hesitate. Don't think about it. Just follow your instincts. Follow your heart, man. Just get in there. tdpn.locals.com and put in that promo code TDPN. And yeah, you're going to see all kinds of cool shit. And then after that month, again, it's like just a minimum of $3. $3 is nothing. Okay. $3 is, that's like what, a couple of boxes of Pop-Tarts right there. It's chump change. I mean, think of all the TP you could buy for $3. Well, probably not very much, but not as much as $15 million of TP, like Beer Drinking Trail was talking about earlier. But yeah, get there, and you know what? You're going to be patting yourself on the back the sooner you get to tdpn.locals.com, everybody. Absolutely. Okay. And Professor Savage Dad says right here, all the Godzilla shit was his favorite. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's what I liked about Godzilla in this, and I'll touch on it later on too. Like, Godzilla, he's not your buddy, okay? He's not your compadre. He's not this warrior for freedom and justice for America or anything like that, like they portray him in the legendary pictures, Monsterverse that you see now, the American, films with like Alexander Skarsgård and Millie Bobby Brown and those guys, like what Godzilla versus Kong, what Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then 2014's Godzilla. Those movies portray Godzilla as like, yeah, he's your buddy. All right, you can have a beer with Godzilla. You can sit down and just chill out on the beer patio with Godzilla. He's your buddy. He's your bro. Okay, not in Godzilla -1. Okay, Godzilla in Godzilla -1, he's an asshole. Okay, and I'm sure Professor Savage Dad and anybody that's seen Godzilla -1 would agree. Okay, so yeah, Godzilla is a real prick in this, but that's part of what makes the movie great. Okay, because it makes Godzilla this entity in the movie where when he shows up, you are shitting your pants. Okay, you feel real danger, you feel real peril for these characters that you actually give a shit about. So, and PSD says the initial blast of his heat breath, like his atomic breath that he's got there. Yeah, exactly, like that. His atomic breath in this is like some of the best CGI I have seen. Not just the way that it looks, but also the way that they pace it, and the score, the soundtrack that goes with that whole sequence in Ginza, which is a part of Tokyo, when he unleashes his atomic breath right there, and it just shows you, it illustrates like, hey, Godzilla's a bad motherfucker. Okay, he has no problem with tearing your shit up, and he doesn't care who he kills. He doesn't care what city he obliterates. Now it's cool for us, right? We're watching the movie like, oh, this is cool. Look at this cool CGI. Look at it. Oh my god, look at that nuclear blast. Holy shit! Like, just totally laying waste that city. Now, I'd hate to be those people in a movie because, they gone. So, yep, if you thought you were having a bad day, yep, bad. It's
It'll burn and burn and burn.
Exactly. A lot of burning. And Professor Savage Jazz says, the main protagonist was the best. Yeah, he was. I mean, they they throw you for a loop at the very beginning. Wouldn't you agree? Like, with how they portray him, he's just he's just this very it just seems spineless, right? He just seems like he's just not up to the task. He's just this weenie kind of guy. He's just I mean, not the kind of guy that you would not want to have in your foxhole with you, right? Okay. But then, as the movie goes on, you start understanding his character, you start understanding the situation more, and then you realize he feels real remorse. He feels real, survivor's remorse, survivor's guilt, and throughout the movie, the actor that plays Shikishima holds nothing back. Okay, he's got night terrors, and he's so filled with grief and anguish that he doesn't even know if he's living in reality. In one scene, he's talking about like he doesn't even know if he's really alive. Like maybe this, where he's at in life, it's just a dream. But he's actually dead. Like all the people that he's there with, Noriko and Akiko, and they're just figments of a dead man's imagination, and he just doesn't know whether he's dead or alive. And so you start feeling for the guy, right? And like I said, he's a surrogate father to Akiko, and then you could tell that Noriko is into him, right? There's love there, and you're like, I want this guy to get over his anguish, his grief. I mean, I thought the guy was a big weenie at the beginning of the movie. Now I'm like, hey, you know what? I want you to get over it and have a happy life. I want you guys to become a family. And do you think you'd feel that for characters on a Michael Bay movie? Fuck no. Not at all. You don't care, okay? But that's the genius about Godzilla -1 right there in this. Yeah, I mean, like you said, yeah, PSD, like it puts to shame nearly anything Disney has made in decades. Because, yeah, I mean, part of the reason behind that is Disney is just interested in making content. Okay, it just wants content to slap on Disney Plus or whatever the fuck their streaming service is called, to slap it into theaters, to get butts in seats. Okay, to Disney, you're just a commodity. Okay. They want your money. They want your ass in a seat in a theater, or buying their shit on Disney Plus. And they're like, we need content to get the minions, the peasants, to watch our shit. Okay, we don't care how good it is. If we make shit, then they're going to get used to shit. Okay, and their standards are going to get lowered, and then we can just continue making shit, and then we can make even shittier shit as time goes by, because we're lowering their standards. Because they're like, hey, well, it's Disney, it's got the Disney logo on it, I guess I'll just keep watching this shit. Okay. And Godzilla -1, like Professor Savage says, it's he implies you don't have to settle for Disney shit or Marvel shit or DC shit or Star Wars shit. That's a lot of shit. If you're willing to show a little courage, okay, all right, if just get yourself a drink real quick. Get yourself some liquid courage. Summon your courage. Put your big boy pants on and go and seek out some movies that don't have DC and Marvel and Disney and aren't necessarily American made. And you're going to find quality movies, okay? And Godzilla -1 actually made it easy because it did release in American theaters, and then and enough of a release where plenty of Americans saw it and they spread the word and that kind of thing. But yeah, this is a movie that just reminds you just of the type of dreck that we get plopped into our fucking bowls, by Hollywood studios nowadays. And they're going to keep doing it because, I mean, 2023 overall has been like a shitty year for movies, with exceptions here or there and whatnot. But a lot of the exceptions haven't got the box office that they need in order to show Hollywood, oh, okay, people like the good stuff. They like the stuff with good stories, and they don't like the stuff that is shit. Okay. Well, we've had movies like Gran Turismo, The Creator. I can't think of it. Some others off the top of my head, this year that are actually legitimately good movies, but America has spoken by making sure that those movies made about $7 at the box office, and Hollywood heard your message, everybody. And now they're like, all right, well, we're not going to make any original content like that with good stories. You want more video game movies, more shitty superhero movies. Now, I don't have a problem with superhero movies or Star Wars movies or Star Trek movies. They have to be good, though. But have the instances of those kind of movies recently been very good? I think you would agree with me. No, they have not. But the message has been sent, though more of those will be coming because we don't have the good movies. People don't go see them. They don't go see them. Now, Godzilla -1 is a welcome, refreshing exception to that rule. People are actually going to go see this movie. And I'm sure, yes, some people are like right now.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
The people are like, stop preaching, Van. All right, we got it. Okay. Beer Drinker Trev. Does Godzilla lay eggs in an ice rink in this one? And for PSD, he's on it. He's on it. Nah, in this one, he doesn't do that. Yep. Godzilla comes home and Mrs. Godzilla doesn't have the Ramenzilla ready and on the table, so he beats her. Yeah, I'm not touching that one right there. Agent X6, I don't like watching shit. I flush it away. There you go. Good idea. Rules to live by, you bet. So, but yeah, so sermon over. But yeah, definitely, I would definitely go see Godzilla -1. I think, like I was about to say, you can bring your kids to it, and I think even like people's wives would like this because, again, it's got an emotional core to it. It's got a good relationship, a lot of great relationships in it, including a budding romance. Okay, and obviously, not to stereotype, but rumor has it the ladies like movies, more that actually have some kind of relationship. Okay, particularly when the relationship has drama. And boy, does this movie have drama! Lots of drama. Okay. This movie does not save its drama for its mama. It saves it right here. Okay, absolutely. So, hey, Sketchy Jesus, welcome. Glad you could make it to the show. Absolutely. So, and hope to see a lot more people in here. But yeah, appreciate the people that are showing up and yeah, see some good chat there in the live chat amongst everybody else. But yeah, I want to hear some stuff about Godzilla -1 here. So what do we got here on the let's do this here. Let's break it up again. And because I'm sure that by this point you're like, all right, let's I don't want to hear you drone on anymore. Like, give us a break there, Van. My God. All right, let's get this going on. And I'm going to show you guys a video here. If I can get this queued up. And gotta do a little housekeeping right here. All right, there we go. All right, and let's share that to this main stage. All right, and let's make that full screen. Let's do this like a professional, everybody. All right, so this is a video about how the Godzilla and Godzilla -1 mutates. Okay, and I think it goes into like some other Godzillas and other movies and how they mutated and whatnot, if I remember correctly. But hey, we shall see. So let's check this out.
Toho's Godzilla -1 is a movie that has rocked the very core of Hollywood, a mega movie that was made for only less than $15 million, and yet having near-perfect CGI and great acting as well as storytelling. -1 just puts Disney to shame with their $200 million movies, which begs the question, where does all the money go to? This Godzilla is making headlines and breaking records all over, and with just less than 10% of a budget of a Marvel flick. And it was a sight to see. Get your tickets and skedaddle right to the nearest theater. But sadly, most of the world will still have to wait for this masterpiece. Anyway, here in this video, we will discuss the origins of this Godzilla, the size of the pre-mutated version, its design, and all about it. So let's get to it. So firstly, Godzilla in all his different movies and incarnations has had different origin stories. The very first one was created by radiation from a nuclear test conducted by the US in the Pacific Ocean. The Heisei Godzilla was originally a dinosaur called Godzillasaurus that survived in an island on the Pacific and was mutated by the Castle Bravo test in 1954. The 1998 TriStar Godzilla also had a similar origin story, but was an iguana egg that was irradiated, and hence the baby's DNA mutated to form into this colossal kaiju. GMK was a reincarnation of the dead of World War II. Shin Godzilla was a hyper-evolving creature that came out of nuclear waste. Singular Point Godzilla is a trans-dimensional monster. Godzilla Earth is the result of ultimate evolution, and the Monsterverse Godzilla is an ancient titan that came from the Hollow Earth. So where did Godzilla -1 come from? In the movie, this Godzilla was seen first in the opening scenes as a gigantic dinosaur-like monster called Gojira by the locals of Odo Island in the Pacific. For those who don't know, or who are new to the Godzilla lore, Odo Island is a fictional island separate from the Japanese chain of islands and is situated somewhere in the Pacific. This place is most notable for being a part of the first Godzilla movie ever, as the place where the first sighting of the OG Godzilla was.
Look how like goofy the Godzillas looked back then. So I mean, it's back then I'm sure that was impressive, but now it just hasn't aged well. But hey, they work with what they had back then. You know, the man in the rubber suit. You know, now we have CGI and you can do a whole lot more. But yeah, just watching the Godzillas from these movies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s are just hilarious to see.
Reported in the movie. Anyway, in -1, Gojira there was known to the natives as a sea monster that at times appears and brings up deep-sea fish to the island. Whether or not it lived in harmony with the natives is unknown, but judging by its fierceness and aggressiveness towards humans, it probably was a very territorial animal, and it might have harbored hatred towards humans due to World War II. Anyway, this dinosaur-like creature is of course a Godzillasaurus, which took inspiration from the Heisei origin story and mixed it with the Showa location, since it was Lagos Island, not Odo Island, that was the home of the Godzillasaurus in the 1984 movie. So the first interaction in -1 was in 1945 between the Japanese soldiers and this dinosaur-like Godzilla, which was not yet mutated, and this interaction resulted in most of the Japanese being killed, yet they were not eaten or consumed, meaning it was acting territorially or out of pure hatred. The only survivors of this ordeal was Tachibana and Shikishima, who carried something known as survivor's guilt after seeing their comrades dead while they still lived on. Anyway, this theme would carry the movie forward and set the tone of the story arc as well. A year later, after the Second World War ended with the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the US and the USSR went to the beginnings of a state of Cold War between them. The US would start to test nukes in the Pacific, in the Bikini Atolls.
Yeah, this is talking about, of course, when the U.S. was testing a bunch of nukes there in the Pacific. A lot of them in an atoll called Bikini Atoll, and there was like one atomic bomb that they tested there that was so big that they had fallout from it actually show up in Mexico City. Okay, so you could just think about how far Mexico City is from Bikini Atoll. But beer burp, sorry about that. Right there. So I mean, it's just so massive there. But but according, the Godzilla -1 and other Godzilla movies, you can thank the good old USA for mutating Godzilla and making him the scaly asshole that you see here in Godzilla -1.
These were named Operation Crossroads and were a pair of nuclear weapon tests conducted by the US in mid-1946. They were the first nuclear weapons tests since Trinity and the first detonations of a nuclear device after Nagasaki. The purpose of these tests was to investigate the effect of nuclear weapons on warships, but unfortunately, in the movie, these were also the genesis of Godzilla. The radiation from these tests mutated the Godzillasaurus on Odo Island, which is situated very near the test sites, and from this, the Godzillasaurus became Godzilla, which grew way bigger and developed strange new abilities like shooting an atomic breath and having a rapid regeneration factor, as well as developing a sinister and evil intention towards humanity, probably the same hatred it had as a dinosaur, but then magnified 10 times. by the radiation. Now let's take a look at its design and its size. This Godzillasaurus has a very similar appearance to the mutated Godzilla of the movie. It did not have that stark difference as Godzillasaurus and Godzilla of the Heisei era did. These two were very different looking creatures. This dino from the -1 movie was unmistakably the same as the kaiju that would later terrorize Japan.
All right, so I think we've got the idea there as far as the origins of Godzilla in this right there. But yeah, Godzilla -1, I think it shows it briefly, but it shows it in a really cool way as far as when Godzilla actually is mutated by the nuclear blast, and it shows it like in a really menacing, horrific way. And in a way where you're like, holy shit, like when this thing reaches civilization, when it reaches, some population right there, they're fucked. Okay. I mean, you saw at the very beginning of the movie where it was essentially baby Godzilla, and baby Godzilla was, taking lives. Okay. Just laying waste, just squishing people left and right. And eating them like he was snapping into a Slim Jim, right? And then then he gets mutated by nuclear testing, and turns into one big bad motherfucker. That is for sure. So, but one of the things I like about this movie is like the character growth as well that you don't see in a Michael Bay movie or just your American MonsterVerse Godzilla movies and creature features, like Tachibana, the mechanic at the very beginning, who it doesn't take him long to not like Shikishima. Okay, it doesn't take him long to start realizing like this Shikishima, this guy's a spineless weasel. What the hell? Like I gave him a simple order: shoot Godzilla, kill this motherfucker. And he couldn't do it, and now all my mechanic buddies here on Odo Island are all dead. All right, they're all perished because this limp dick wouldn't pull the trigger. Okay, and so he just doesn't like Shikishima from the beginning. Okay, and so you see this guy, he's just pissed off at Shikishima, and then he just goes away. You never hear from him again. And so throughout the whole movie, you're assuming that Tachibana does not like Shikishima, and that's true. But then at the end, you see Tachibana realize and recognize that Shikishima truly does feel bad. He feels a lot of regret for not pulling the trigger. Okay, we learn later on, and we get the idea that he's not regretting not giving his life as a suicide or as a kamikaze pilot. Okay, I think he realizes, or Shikishima realizes, it would have been stupid for me to basically waste myself being a kamikaze pilot when Japan wasn't winning this thing. All hope was lost. But he does regret those mechanics on Odo Island all getting killed just because he wouldn't pull the trigger. And again, that just lends to the anguish that we see from him throughout the whole movie. And Tachibana recognizes that at the end of the movie and changes his whole attitude about Shikishima. It's like, okay, this guy does have some balls. Okay, he just was conflicted before, but now something's changed, and this guy is willing to give his life to save particularly Noriko and Akiko by going up against this fearsome foe that is Godzilla, this scaly motherfucker here, and Tachibana respects him for that. He earns Tachibana's respect. Like, holy shit, okay, this guy, again, the guy does have some balls, and the guy's not a complete pussy. And so then you see Tachibana, he puts in that ejector seat into the plane that Shikishima ends up using at the end of the movie. Okay. And because we're all assuming the movie implies and has you thinking that Shikishima is willing to, in a sense, be a kamikaze pilot, but in the name of protecting the future of the little girl like Kiko and millions of Japanese little girls and everyone else in Japan, trying to protect their future by taking Godzilla out and himself in in the process. But then you see in a feel good moment towards the end that Tachibana, shows him, hey, you know what? I put an ejector seat, in here. I got you, man. I got you. Okay. I don't want you to die if you don't need to. I'm perfectly capable of putting in an ejector seat in here so that you can get the job done and you can live and live a life with Noriko and Akiko there. And so it's a really cool, just one example of a really cool character arc and of a character that you see pretty much from the beginning of the movie. So, and again, it's just one of those unexpected things that you wouldn't expect from a Godzilla movie of all sorts. Okay. And that's the thing, is like, this movie is, in a way, it's just this character study of all these very fleshed out characters that just happens to have this big scaly lizard thing called Godzilla in it. Okay. That really, I mean, it ups the entertainment value, right? I mean, you got Godzilla in the movie. Okay. But other than that, I mean, without Godzilla, this could just be could be like a Tarantino, a Tarantino homage to a Japanese movie, just a Tarantino movie with all the talking in it, but because obviously, as we all know, Quentin Tarantino, all right, his movies are talking. He directs and he writes the screenplays as if he's getting paid, $1,000 per word. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, appreciate that, Sketchy Jesus, jumping in here and showing some support, showing some love for old Movies America. Spoiler warning in here, but yeah, you're right. If you guys haven't seen this movie, yeah, don't get it spoiled for you. But hey, if you're still wanting to help me out, you can have this on, but just don't have the volume on. Okay, so and that's what I know. At least a couple of my buddies have told me, like they'll just have like some laptop in their basement or some room off somewhere, or they'll have some old phone and they'll just fire up the show, and they'll just have the show muted so they don't ruin it. But they're providing watch minutes for yours truly. Okay, helping me out right there. So you get the best of both worlds. You can help me out, which I always appreciate it, and you don't get the movie spoiled for you. So, yeah. Sketchy Jesus, you're probably not here anymore, but I like that. How dare you offend Eric Swalwell with the limp dick insult? Yeah, but and the good thing is his girlfriend is in this movie right here. I know, so it's he basically busted up with Fang Fang Bang Bang, and he's with a Japanese girl now, and the Japanese girl is in this movie here. So absolutely, so we're thinking about Eric Swalwell in this movie, or in that way right there. And you know what? If there's one guy that deserves consideration, it's America's American treasure, Eric Swalwell. But yeah, and like he says, hit that thumbs up, you bigots. All right, that right down there, hit that thumbs up. Right, hit that thumbs up right there. And on the Movies America channel on Rumble, I'm up to almost 100 subscribers on Rumble. By the end of this show, I want 100 subscribers. Okay, because and. I am not above crying like a little bitch when I don't get what I want. Okay, so and so don't have me crying like a little bitch. And give me up to 100 subscribers on the Movies America channel. There on Rumble. Now there's multiple Movies America channels on Rumble. It's the one with all the episodes on it. That would be your first clue. That's the Movies America channel to subscribe to or follow. And then again, like this episode. I appreciate that. So Agent X6, do it. Yes, do it. Yeah. Those old, I don't, Godfathers is nationwide. Godfathers Pizza, but I just remember those Godfathers commercials from back in the 80s with the mobster dude that was his tagline at the end. Do it. All right. So I know. Fascinating. Sketchy Jesus says, Fang Fang son. Fang Fang. Yes. Fang Fang Bang Bang. All right. What do we got here on the docket here? Let's see here, because I don't want to miss anything at all. So, you know what? I heard, Beer Drinking Trev was mentioning brew review time earlier. And you know what? I could take a clue. Plus, I'm getting very thirsty, but I want to give my audience what they want. Okay, so it's not about me, it's about you guys. All right, and I'm feeling some wanting of some brew review time. So let's do it. All right, let's get the big scaly bastard off the screen right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll get back to you, Godzilla. And so the beer for this brew review time is Estrella Dam Dara. Okay, and you might be like, "What the hell is that beer right there?" That's not Bud Light. That's not tranny fluid right there. So no, it is not. Okay, this is something a little bit more exotic. This comes to us from our friends over in España or Spain. Okay, and it's just like a European pale lager. I really don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know a whole lot about this. I just grabbed it because I thought, yeah, that's an interesting looking label, kind of like very basic, very elementary. But a lot of beers that I like the best, they don't go all out on the labels. Okay, it's the labels are very kind of just very basic and not much to it, not much personality to it. But you know what? True to what I suspected, this beer is not too shabby. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna take a little drink here because my throat's getting sore over here. So enough gabbing. Ooh, got to cool those flames down. Yeah. So it's like 5.4% alcohol by volume. I would compare it to like I don't know, like a Dos Equis, something like that, a Modelo, a beer, something like that. It's kind of got that same kind of taste, that same kind of consistency, that same kind of aftertaste to it. So basically, if you want Dos Equis or a Modelo and you want it to be a beer that's really, really hard to find, then, hey, pick yourself up some Estrella Dam Dara. Okay, all right? Get it. Damn it. Grab yourself some damn Dara. Okay, so give a damn and get yourself some damn Dara. Okay, I'm done. But you can get it, like from drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY, or Open Bar, or what's the other one? Anyway, I'm not going to rack my brain too hard thinking about that. So, gopuff.com. So those are like the Amazon or DoorDashes of booze. If you want yourself some Estrella Dam Dara and you're in Waukegan with no Estrella Dam Dara anywhere near you, you can get those apps or websites, and they might be able to hook you up. So you never know. Okay, so but man, I'm already thirsty again. Let's do this. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's some good rain in Spain falling down on a plane right there. Okay. Hey, and it's gluten-free. Not that I give a shit about that, but I just noticed that, that's a gluten-free beer. If that means a whole lot to you, not to me, but hey, it's not all about me, everybody, okay? But all right, well, that is that's been brew review time. All right, let's check out our live chat right there. So, and PSD says posting a new brew tonight. Yeah, hey, check out PSD's doing some brew reviews as well, but he's trying to do them nightly, I believe. Isn't that right? Set me straight on that. And so he's doing it. This is 2 actually. Last night's didn't upload. Yep. We do run into those technical malfunctions sometime in the content creation game. Unfortunately, it's par for the course right there. But remind me, PSD, because and all the shit I have to remember day after day, I forgot where it is that you put those episodes up right there. But I do my brew reviews twice a week. I do a brew review, obviously, on the Movies America spoiler warning episodes, like you just saw, and then on my spoiler-free movie review episodes, that comes out every Sunday afternoon. I do another brew review time in there as well. So yeah, I drink a lot of brew. Okay, that's what I do for you. All right. Let's get through. What else to say about this movie? I mean, this the soundtrack to this movie is pretty good. It goes along with the tension in this, and also it does incorporate the old Godzilla theme from the original Godzilla movie. Okay, and I mean I recognize it right off the bat, and it fits. It fits. You know, when Godzilla is attacking Tokyo and they throw that in there, it just fires you up. Pardon me. It was very, very classy. Beer burps again. But yeah, it just really adds to the movie. Obviously reminds you that, okay, hey, I'm watching the Godzilla movie. Okay, because I'm hearing me some Godzilla music right here, motherfuckers. Yeah. And then at the end, you know, at the ending, the finale action set piece, you hear it again and again. Yeah, they fit it just at the perfect time in this, and so that's just one other thing in this movie that just makes it fantastic. So, and you know, a lot of people are going to see this movie. I mean, I've heard of a lot of people that are like texting me and messaging me like, "Hey, have you seen Godzilla -1?" And the first thought in my head was like, "Well, apparently you don't watch my channel, otherwise you know that I've seen it." But that's neither here nor there. Okay, I'm not gonna be too big an asshole about that. But then I simply I resist the urge to give them the reaction, you know, the response that I really want to give. And like, well, you fucking know if you watch my channel. But no, I just tell me, yeah, I've seen it, and point to that is that a lot of people are seeing this movie, and yeah, don't wait to see it on streaming. Like, don't watch it on the small screen. This is a spectacle movie that deserves to be seen on the big screen, preferably on a premium large format screen like IMAX or Dolby Cinema, or, well, I was about to say 40X, but if you've got a 40X theater in your town, you live in a pretty big city, okay? And because those are hardly anywhere, okay? The closest one, I live in Fort Worth, and the closest 40X to me is like Austin, okay, or San Antonio, or someplace like that. I'm not driving all the way down there to do the 40X experience. So, but I did see it in IMAX. Dallas has an IMAX theater that I go to, and yeah, it was fantastic to check out all that, like, that cool Godzilla effects that they have in there, where he's just pounding buildings, just obliterating them. The atomic breath, you know, sequences in this. It has to be seen. Well, it doesn't have to be, but preferably see it on an IMAX screen, and then you get the good IMAX sound as well with it. But whatever you do, don't watch it on your fucking phone. Come on, don't save it for your fucking laptop. Don't be a douche and do that, okay? It's like, don't do it. All right, don't do it. And so, but I think, like, again, like I was kind of starting to say earlier, you could see this with your kids. Now, if you're like any kid 10 and under, might find some parts of this disturbing, because Godzilla, he does fuck some shit up in this. This movie's PG-13, so there's no gore, there's no blood, no one's getting their head ripped off or anything like that. But it's the action or the destruction in this isn't as cartoonish as it is in other Godzilla movies. Like, you watch the 1998 Godzilla movie with, like, Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria, and sure, people die in that movie, you know, at Godzilla's, you know, claws or feet or whatever, you know, but it's just but it doesn't feel life shattering, right? It doesn't feel, you people die, you're not like weeping, right? Yeah, lighting a candle or anything like that. But when Godzilla fucks shit up in this movie, and you see, you know, people in the mix, people in the crosshairs, it's the way that the mood of this movie, the vibe of this movie makes you feel for them, and you're like, holy shit, these are human beings, like, being killed right here. And so that part might bother them. And then the music is pretty effective at just driving home the peril, you know, the shitstorm that these people are in because of Godzilla. So because of that, yeah, any kids under 10 years old, yeah, you might need some of that TP that Trevor was talking about earlier. And Unfolding Joker says, nice 24 in the chat. Excellent. So, yeah, we need as many people in the live chat as possible. Hey, and if you're just watching and not live chatting, if you're just sitting there, and you're not driving, you're not at work, or you're in a situation where you can live chat, get in there. I encourage you, get in a live chat. Hey, you don't have to write the Gettysburg Address. You don't have to get in there and write a whole shitload. Just get in there and say hi, or give me a thumbs up or something like that, or put a poop emoji in there. That's fantastic. Now, if you don't feel like doing it, hey, I appreciate you guys just watching all the same, and even the people that are watching me with the sound off. Well, you probably can't hear me anyway, so you can't hear me thanking you, but I appreciate you guys doing that. So that helps me out right there. So, and Foley Joker, nope, just write the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, that's all we ask. I mean, not the Gettysburg Address, just the Declaration of Independence. It's not like we're asking you to, write the Old Testament, okay? Just the New Testament, okay? It's not as long, okay? So, Agent X6 might want to polish up on your diplomacy skills right there. So say something, you scrubs. See, Agent X6, you have to sweet talk them. Right there. And I don't always remember that myself. You have to. I'll demonstrate. Hey, all you winners, all you champions that are watching this show, I know you have it in you. I believe in you. Everybody in the live chat that's already in the live chat, they believe in you. They believe that you have the courage in your heart to get in the live chat and just say hi or thumbs up or poop emoji or just put the word fart in there. We know you have it in you. Find the inner courage inside you. Harness the bravery of your ancestors and get in there right now. We know you have it in you. And right now, if you give us a faith offering of $5, we can help them. Sorry, went all like televangelist right there. So right there, I'm not Joel Osteen, all right there. So, but hey, that reminds me. If you do want to give me a prayer offering, a prayer financial award, you can hit that $sign down there and Rumble right down there by the live chat, and you can give the Rumble's version of a prayer offering. And show me some financial love there if you'd like. I mean, it could be just like you saw Sketchy Jesus do earlier, throwing $10 my way, which I always appreciate. Yeah, if you want to throw like a dollar or two, or whatever to show me that, hey, you know what, I dig what you're doing here at least a little bit. All right, so I got this $1 burning a hole in my pocket. So yeah, you can just hit that $sign down there, and give me what they call a Rumble rant if you so choose. All right. So and also, hey, if you're watching other shows on Rumble and YouTube, do the same for them. Okay. So it takes some work prepping for a show like this, and takes time out of your day to do all this stuff right here. And I do it because I'm a big movie nerd. I'm a movie maniac. Okay. And I appreciate having a chance to give people the opportunity to talk in depth and ask questions and comments about movies, okay? Because for most people, if they try to talk in depth or about a movie or something like that, there's not always somebody readily available nearby. If you're a wife or husband and you try to talk to your spouse in depth about a movie, they're usually like, shut up and go change the kids' diapers, okay? Or I don't got time for that shit, all right? So, but if you check out my Movies America Spoiler Warning show every Thursday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the latest movies and sometimes retro movies, I try to give you the opportunity to talk in depth about the movies. So there we go. Beer Drinking Trev just got the kids to bed. Excellent. I admire that because I've experienced that before. Where it's a little bit of a hassle sometimes to get the kids to bed right there. So if they're like me when I was a kid, I used to freaking milk staying up as long as I possibly could. I'd be like, I'm pulling a stall job. I remember my dad when I was a kid, and I was one of those typical kids that didn't want to go to bed, And my dad would always say, "Oh, you're pulling a stall job, trying not to go to bed." And now, like, as you know, the age I am right now, I can't believe I look back, like, I can't believe I didn't want to go to bed. I didn't want to go to sleep. Like, now all I want to do is fucking nap. What a dumbass that I didn't want to go to sleep. All right. So yeah, Godzilla -1. It's got one of the great sequences that I like in this movie is a sequence that you see right here with the boat and Godzilla chasing them. It reminded me of pretty much like the third act of Jaws, right? Where you've got Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw. They're trying to hunt down Jaws. They're on their boat, and they're just in this dangerous situation, right? They're just they got this monstrous man-eating thing, on their ass, right? And it's man versus beast, right? And this sequence kind of reminded me of that, but instead of barrels like you had in Jaws, you had mines that they were using to try to destroy Godzilla with, right? And a really cool sequence they had, where they're throwing the mines in the water, and Godzilla's swallowing the mines, and then they're using the machine gun to detonate the mine in Godzilla's mouth, and you find out, like, holy shit, Godzilla, this guy's got healing powers. It's gonna be nearly impossible to destroy this thing, because this fucking creature just had this mine detonate in its mouth, and it's not dead. It just regenerates and whatnot. So, but you have that as part of this cool Jaws reference or Jaws inspired scene. And the director of Godzilla -1 has straight up said that, yeah, Jaws was one of his inspirations for this movie, and you see it in this. And so this scene is just one, or the picture, the scene that you see in the picture right here is just one part of this overall, like, ocean located action set piece that involves obviously this boat, and you get like this Japanese naval vessel that gets taken out, because they get that when the Japanese naval vessel shows up, and they're like thinking, oh man, that naval vessel's so big, it's got so many guns, Godzilla doesn't stand a fucking chance against that ship. And then pretty soon you find out, Godzilla, he's going to use that naval ship as a fucking toothpick, okay? Because he takes that naval ship out, and then you see Godzilla, he sinks, down in the ocean, and then the next thing you know, which is one of the coolest CGI effects in this, you see like the water turn blue from his atomic breath charging up underneath the water, right? And you're like, holy shit, what is that? And the next thing you know, you see his atomic breath shoot out of the water right into the bottom of that naval vessel, and just nukes the fuck out of that naval vessel right there. And again, one of the coolest CGI nuclear detonations that you'll ever see. It's right up there with like the nuclear detonation, or the nuclear-like detonation you see in Rogue One, when the Death Star sequences, where they have the targeted firing from the Death Star and Rogue One, and it basically looks like a nuclear detonation. That was a really cool simulation or a CGI representation of a nuclear detonation, and you see that again in Godzilla -1 right here. So just badass. Okay, I mean, again, I saw it, I was like,
Damn.
yeah,
It'll burn and burn and burn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right in your
Butthole.
yeah, burning and burning and burning in your butthole, baby. And thanks to Godzilla. But yeah, and I think that was the first. Yeah, that's the first we see of the atomic breath in this movie from Godzilla, but we see it underwater right there. It's just so badass right there. And I do like the idea, like how his atomic breath, he doesn't just use it right off the bat, right? You see him charging it up, right? Like he's loading a gun or something like that. You see on his back there, you see those light up in blue, okay, and it just lets you know, holy shit, he's firing up his atomic breath. It's time to grab your knees and kiss your ass goodbye, okay? And it's just really, I like how they use that concept where it's coming, the dread is coming, the doom is coming, and then when he unleashes it, it is just hellacious when you see that, okay? And it's just again, everyone when that goes down, they're like,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But I do like the relationship between Shikishima and Noriko and Akiko. I like that whole arc of their relationship where at the beginning of it, Noriko and Akiko to Shikishima, they're just like a pain in his ass, right? He just wants to be left alone. He's moping around because he's feeling bad because he didn't do his duty as a kamikaze pilot. He just got all these guys killed. He doesn't want to associate with anybody, and so Noriko and Akiko come into his life, and he's just like, get away, just get the fuck away from me, and so, but he goes from that to he starts really caring about them, and she starts caring about him, and it's just like this surrogate family going on, and you really have a lot of conversations with them, and from all these conversations that you have with them, it really lets you get to know them and care what happens to them, and then also all his buddies on the ship on the ship where they're going out there and they're targeting those mines. The buddies on his ship are just kind of just some fun kind of comic relief, and they come in handy towards the beginning of the movie as well, or towards the ending of the movie, and helping them out. And these are just like characters that they feel good that they survive, right? And they're funny. They get to know the family. They get to know Noriko and Akiko and Shikishima, and it just becomes this whole circle of friends and family in this movie. And then so when Godzilla does show up again, you're just like, I don't want these guys. I don't want anything bad to happen to these guys. Like, what the hell? No, I don't want that. I don't want Godzilla. Get the hell away. All right, need to destroy this Godzilla, dumbass. Okay, and you're rooting for it. So when they do take him out, supposedly, you're cheering, you're fist bumping, you're like, yeah, all right, yeah, all the characters that I like, they're safe, they're good to go, all right, they get to live their lives, and Godzilla is just a lump of crap, at the bottom of the ocean floor, okay, so, but you finally get to
relax your anus.
because you think all is good, right? You think all is good. What else about this movie, man? There's just so many things. There's just so many things to remember about how so many great things about Godzilla -1 right there. And I've seen it twice, and I still don't think that's enough times to go see it. I think I'm probably gonna have to go see it, a third time here. And now the first time I saw it in IMAX, which is cool. And then the second time I saw it at a Cinemark, and they had those D-box seats, that shake and they vibrate and they go up and down and all that stuff. And get your minds out of the gutters, people. All right, there you go. I could sense what you were thinking when I was saying that. So, the D-box seats were pretty cool. So I might have to try to check it out at some other different like premium large format theater there. So all right, check out our live chats, see if we got any more live chats in there to check out. No, we do not have any more. So, but I definitely want to see more people in the live chat. I want to hear from you guys, okay? So But hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's break it up a little bit here again and get into my favorite episode or my favorite segment of every Movies America spoiler warning episode, all right? And that is the movie military moment, okay? And just in case we have some newbies in this, okay, who don't have no idea what the movie military moment is, well, what that is it's my opportunity. It's the time that I take to honor Congressional Medal of Honor recipients, okay? And where it comes into play with movies, where it relates to movies, is you have to imagine, you imagine that, or you would imagine that what they did to become recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor in battle would be something to behold, would be something just to be amazing to see in a movie, right? Whether they're charging the Viet Cong with an M60 and they're like wasting a bunch of VC, or they're in a plane and in World War II and they're just mowing down Germans, or in their World War I, and they, some German throws a grenade and they land on the grenade to sacrifice themselves for their comrades, something like that, right? I mean, if you saw it on a movie screen, your eyes would pop out of your head. It would be a badass movie military moment to watch, right? And so, I'd just like to honor a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient with every Movies America spoiler warning episode. And tonight is no different. And so the honoree for this episode of, or this movie military moment, is one Captain William D. Swenson, who fought in the war on terrorism, particularly in Afghanistan, okay? And so Captain William D. Swenson, he deserves his own music. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say he's a recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor? The guy deserves his own music for this segment. And so we shall oblige one Captain Swenson. So here we go. This is the movie military moment. And in this movie military moment, our proud honoree is one Captain William D. Swenson. And let's learn more about what Captain Swenson did to become a recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Captain William D. Swenson distinguished himself by acts of gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life, above and beyond the call of duty, while serving during combat operations against an armed enemy in Kunar Province, Afghanistan, on September 8, 2009. On that morning, more than 60 well-armed, well-positioned enemy fighters ambushed Captain Swenson's combat team as it moved on foot into the village of Gunjagal for a meeting with village elders. As the enemy unleashed a barrage of rocket-propelled grenade, mortar, and machine gun fire, Captain Swenson immediately returned fire and coordinated and directed the response of his Afghan border police, while simultaneously calling in suppressive artillery fire and aviation support. After the enemy effectively flanked coalition forces, Captain Swenson repeatedly called for smoke to cover the withdrawal of the forward elements. Surrounded on three sides by enemy forces inflicting effective and accurate fire, Captain Swenson coordinated air assets, indirect fire support, and medical evacuation helicopter support to allow for the evacuation of the wounded. Captain Swenson ignored enemy radio transmissions demanding surrender and maneuvered uncovered to render medical aid to a wounded fellow soldier. Captain Swenson stopped administering aid long enough to throw a grenade at approaching enemy forces before assisting with moving the soldier for air evacuation. With complete disregard for his own safety, Captain Swenson unhesitatingly led a team in an unarmed vehicle into the kill zone, exposing himself to enemy fire on at least 2 occasions to recover the wounded and search for 4 missing comrades. After using aviation support to mark locations of fallen and wounded comrades, it became clear that ground recovery of the fallen was required due to heavy enemy fire on helicopter landing zones. Captain Swenson's team returned to the kill zone, another time in a Humvee. Captain Swenson voluntarily exited the vehicle, exposing himself to enemy fire to locate and recover 3 fallen Marines and 1 fallen Navy corpsman. His exceptional leadership and stout resistance against the enemy during 6 hours of continuous fighting rallied his teammates and effectively disrupted the enemy's assault. Captain William D. Swenson's extraordinary heroism and selflessness above and beyond the call of duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, Task Force Phoenix, 1st Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division, and the United States Army. And we salute you, Captain William D. Swenson, here at Movies America Spoiler Warning as part of this movie military moment. And we hope any friends and family that know Captain Swenson that are watching this, we salute you as well, okay? And that has been our movie military moment. All right. Yeah, it gets me pumped up every time there. Love it. Love it. So, and they deserve the recognition. They straight up, they reserve it. Reserve it. They deserve it. All right. Yes. Unfolding Joker, Agent X6, and Beer Drinking Trev still putting in work. They're troopers here in the live chat right there. So badass alerts. Yes. Well, we try to be as badass as we possibly can here at Movies America Spoiler Warning. Now, keyword try. Okay, so I can't vouch for how successful we will be, but yeah. You know what? Hey, let's get right into something that I just wanted to do for this episode here. To be in keeping with every episode here, and that is a top 5 segment. Okay, so David Letterman used to have his top 10 list, so in order to, and not being above stealing from others, in their creations and whatnot, I figured I'd just steal that idea, but do a top 5 list, most, if not all, or every episode of Movies America Spoiler Warning. All right, let's get right into it. I feel myself babbling here continuously. So let's get right into it. And what is the top 5 for this episode of Movies America Spoiler? Well, top 5 creature movies. Yes, because that's what we're talking about, everybody. In this episode, right? A creature movie, Godzilla -1. Okay. Now, when I say creature movie, I'm not talking about like aliens or space creatures per se. Anything like that, like vampires or werewolves or anything like that. So the kind of creatures that I'm talking about, I think you'll get the idea of what I'm talking about as you see my selections as part of what I believe are the top 5 creature movies in my humble opinion. Okay, so let's get right into the top 5 creature movies here. But hey, let me take a little drag off this beer real quick because I'm going to be doing some serious gabbing here. So pardon me. Oh yeah. Hard damn work sitting here on my ass doing this right here. Hard work. All right. Beer Drinker Trev, top 5 Godzilla movies. Good guess right here. But it's been too long since I've seen many of the Godzilla movies, so I didn't really think I had the knowledge base here, to be fair to a top 5 Godzilla movie. I mean, with the lack of Godzilla movies that I've seen recently, that shitty 1998 Godzilla movie would have made my top 5. Okay, because my Godzilla movie watching has not been up to snuff here lately. But I have seen Godzilla -1, obviously, as you guys have heard, and yeah, I will say right here, Godzilla -1 is my favorite Godzilla movie of all time, right there. So I said it. All right, but to my top 5 creature movies. Number 5 is The Relic. Okay, so you may not recognize that because The Relic is a movie from back in 1997, I believe, that not a lot of people have seen, but it does star the late great Tom Sizemore. You might know him better as Sergeant Horvath from Saving Private Ryan, and then he was Scagnetti in Natural Born Killers. He was in True Romance. He was in Heat. Trying to think of like his most prominent role that I could say. Where once I say, you guys are like, oh yeah, Tom Sizemore, right? Yeah, he's just one of those guys where you'll see him like, oh, okay, yep, that guy. I know Tom Sizemore, okay. And Tom Sizemore, sadly, he was one of those guys that just had a troubled life. I mean, he liked the drinky. He liked the drugs and all that stuff, and it caught up to him. And he was kind of like Robert Downey Jr. before Robert Downey Jr. got his shit together. Okay. Unfortunately, Tom Sizemore never got his shit together, and it cost him. But you can see Tom Sizemore in this movie where he plays a cop, a Chicago cop, that is investigating some murders, some very gruesome murders at the Chicago. I think it's the Chicago Museum of Natural History. I think it is. And then he has to interview excuse me, Penelope Ann Miller, who plays like a curator or a researcher at the museum, and he starts investigating these gruesome murders, like decapitated heads, in the bathroom of this museum. It's like, it's kind of unusual, right? For a museum, it's not every day you walk into the bathroom and hey, there's a dude's head right there. All right, there you go. Yeah, it's just another day. It ends in Y, right? It's a Harold's head, just laying there on the bathroom floor right there. So, and so he's investigating that, and then soon it's revealed that okay, this is not some psycho just going around with a chainsaw with an axe, like cutting people's heads off. Okay. These are too brutal. This is like an animal running around this museum. And so they start the police after a while, they're like, okay, I know you're about to have like this big exhibit where you're going to have like the mayor there and city councilmen and all these hoity-toity, rich people are showing up here. Like, you might not want to have that because you just had like at least a couple people have their heads ripped off at this museum. You have this kill crazy psycho running around killing people. Probably not the best idea to have like the mayor show up at this big exhibit. Pardon me. But hey, of course, they're in true movie fashion, right? Of course, they have to have the mayor and all these people show up there, and as you would predict. In the movie, chaos, havoc ensues in this movie. Okay, and you see the creature. The creature ends up being this creature you see here, which I think the name of the creature is like the Kathoga. It's been a while since I've seen The Relic, but it hasn't been so long that I can't remember. Or I can't recall that this is a great creature movie. And I went and saw it. I didn't have high hopes for it because when I saw it, back in '97, I was like, I'm just looking for some dumb movie to check out, just pass some time. And so I went in there with low expectations, and it's probably a good idea for you to go in this movie with low expectations because it'll help you appreciate it more. But all in all, this movie is fantastic, and the origins of this creature and what it does, and just the rampage that it wages on the people in this, and on the cops and the SWAT teams and all that shit in this is something to behold. Okay, you're like, holy shit, I didn't expect it to get this intense in this movie. But The Relic is not fucking around. All right, this is a great movie here. Yeah, Beer Drinking Trev. Yeah, he's saying he's got a problem that probably a lot of people have had, and where he's confusing The Relic and the movie Mimic. and the Mimic with Mira Sorvino in it, and that was back in the 90s. Because the Relic and Mimic came up pretty close around the same time back in the 90s, and they were both like kind of creature features back then. So, but it's I could definitely see how that got confused. The Mimic, that movie kind of had a cool origin story for its creature in it as well. So, but for me, like just in my opinion, I thought that the Relic was a little bit better right there. I just thought that just how this creature came to be and who the creature turns out is inside the creature. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Is just fantastic right there. It just just the damage it does, just the hell it creates in the museum. Just fantastic. And just all kinds of like really tense moments in it. But the kills in this are pretty brutal. The CGI, some of the CGI in it doesn't hold up that great because it's from 1997. Okay, so what are you gonna do? And you get what's his face from the Shawshank Redemption, the old guy. What was it? The Oaks was here. What the fuck? Anyway, the old dude that offed himself in Shawshank Redemption. He's in this movie, and so he's kind of like he's kind of reminds me of the old guy that ran Jurassic Park in this movie. He's kind of that kind of character there. Beer Drinker Trev goes on to say, head in the bathroom and not the good kind. Yeah. It's not at all. It's not not the ones that you be telling your friends about, okay? Because you won't be telling anybody anything ever again in your life from the kind of head that's in the bathroom in The Relic right here. Brooks, that's what his name was. Brooks was here in Shawshank Redemption. Just light bulb just went on there. But The Relic, check it out. The Relic, directed by Peter Hyams. Peter Hyams directed the Billy Crystal Gregory Hines movie, Running Scared, from back in the 80s. Directed Outland with Sean Connery, and plenty of other movies that you've seen. So Peter Hyams, spelled Hyams, Peter Hyams. So all right, let's move on to number 4, shall we? And that would be King Kong from 2005. We got creatures right here, right? We got a T-Rex, and we got King Kong right there with Naomi Watts right there between them, and that's King Kong protecting Naomi Watts, making sure that she doesn't get shot, chewed up, like she's an M&M by the T-Rex. But I just love this movie right here. I love this movie. The CGI, the special effects were just mind-blowing from back in 2005. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. I imagine some of the CGI doesn't hold up too well. I mean, this movie came out 18 years ago, but maybe it holds up just fine. But I remember watching this movie and just seeing the T-Rex effects, the King Kong effects, all the creatures that they have on Skull Island, and just some of the great set pieces that they had in here. When they're on Skull Island, they discover the village where the natives live there in Skull Island, and just how evil and savage, the savages are there on Skull Island. And then just all the different like massive creatures, all the bugs, all the creepy crawly things that are on Skull Island. I mean, then you just happen to have fucking dinosaurs on Skull Island, and they all get brought to life via just this incredible eye-popping CGI. And just that sequence where they're going across the big deep gorge, right? And they're trying to cross the gorge on the log, and they're all falling down the gorge because I think it's got King Kong shaking the log, and they're just falling to their deaths, and they're trying to survive. And then they have the scene where they're in the pit with all the big ass creepy crawly bugs there, and the big snails and shit. People are getting their heads sucked in them. Just disgusting, right? And then he got King Kong. He's got Naomi Watts. He's trying to keep her alive while trying to fight this T-Rex while they're all on these vines in the gorge, and just fantastic set pieces with fantastic CGI and all that shit. It's just incredible. It's Beer Drinker Trev says too long, otherwise I liked it. So he says, of course, now Kong is like 10 times bigger. So yeah, I mean, King Kong, I mean, I didn't mind how long it was. Again, if you've got other considerations in your life, where you've got like, I don't have all the time in the world to watch, a movie, then yeah, I could see it being too long. Me, I'm like, I think I'm like I guess I'm what you would call like a Costco movie viewer. I like my movies in bulk. I like getting as much, bang for my buck, okay, and not the good bang in the bathroom. Not the good, like Beer Drinker Trev was talking earlier, like not the good kind of bang, right? But yeah, the good bang for your buck. I like my movies in bulk, right? Unless the movie truly sucks. But if the movie's good, I'm like, if it's good, I don't mind it being so long right there. But I feel you. I hear what you're saying right there. But and this movie's got it's got like some very good, very excellently staged scenes. The acting in it, I think, is pretty good. You got Adrian Brody, Naomi Watts, Jack Black, Thomas Kretschmann. Just the set design for, what is it, like the 1930s, New York City, and then just the really cool action set piece where you've got Godzilla running around New York at the end, climbing the Chrysler Building or the Empire State Building or something like that. At the end, I think it's the Chrysler Building. The airplanes, attacking them and that kind of thing, and then they also do a good job at developing the relationship between Naomi Watts and King Kong's, the creature King Kong in this, and so it really convinces you that Naomi Watts's character does care about King Kong. Obviously, at first she's scared shitless of this big ape, right? She's scared shitless of King Kong, but then eventually she starts realizing, oh, this creature cares about me. He's trying to protect me, and she starts loving him and doesn't want anything bad to happen to him and all that. And so yeah, when King Kong kicks the bucket at the end, you're like, that's not cool. All right, what the hell? Yeah, Bridger Drab. Of course, now King Kong is like 10 times bigger, right? Yeah. And then you mean Kong running around New York, not Godzilla, right? Yeah, I probably did say Godzilla running New York. Godzilla did run around New York, but in the Godzilla movie in 1998, there. So yeah, so many creatures there. But yeah, so and then yeah, the Kong running around New York sequence was pretty cool because you got that the army coming after him, and yeah, I do like that sequence where they get to Central Park and they're like on the frozen pond there in Central Park, and he's him and Naomi Watts are engaged in play and whatnot. I mean that it kind of illustrated like how much their relationship, how deep it was, and that kind of thing. So, but yeah, and I mean this was Peter Jackson's first movie after he had finished up the awesome Lord of the Rings trilogy, and so obviously he got the money that you need to really do a decent retelling of the OG King Kong movie, and because he had that clout from the Lord of the Rings movies, and then if you see interviews of Peter Jackson from about the King Kong movie, he reveals the original King Kong movie, or back in the 40s, 50s, whenever it was. I think that was like the first movie he's seen, and he's always wanted to make a King Kong retelling, and he finally got to do it in 2005, and it's just fantastic. And you could tell it was a labor of love. You could tell he really cared what he was doing because he spared no expense. He really wanted to entertain. He was he really made it in a way where it's like, hey, what kind of scenes would I need to see for me to be entertained when I go see a King Kong movie? And he brought that to the screen. So fantastic. Absolutely. So, all right. We're moving on here. So, and again, hey, check it out. If you guys, think of anybody that wants to see this, you think would even be remotely interested in this show, while I'm thinking about it, yeah, send them the link to check out this episode right now. Check it out live. Okay. So they can live chat with me and I can live chat with them while this show is going on. So absolutely. So, and then any other Rumble shows that they want to check in with this show, definitely they can do that as well. All right, let's move on to number 3. I believe we're up to number 3. Yeah, we got Cloverfield. Cloverfield is number 3 here, and this is the Matt Reeves directed movie from, I believe, in 2008. And it was directed by Matt Reeves, produced by one J.J. Abrams, that people probably know best from the TV show Alias and Lost and the Star Trek movies, some of the Star Wars movies, and Super 8 and other movies. But yeah, this is like a found footage movie, kind of like the Blair Witch Project, but it's found footage all about this gigantic monster attacking New York. Okay, and this is a movie that really makes good use of not revealing the creature too soon. Okay, it keeps you in the dark as far as the creature goes, and because it knows that that you see all this destruction, all these explosions. You have the sequence, towards the beginning of the movie where like the head of the Statue of Liberty gets ripped off and thrown into the streets of Manhattan. Okay, and you see that like, holy shit, what the hell just did that? That's got to be something massive, some massive creature, some massive entity did that. But this movie doesn't show you outright right off the bat what the creature looks like. Okay, so like what you're seeing right here in this picture, and this movie had like great viral marketing to it, because I remember the trailer for this movie was very mysterious. Like the very first trailer for this movie. Let me do this. I'm gonna see if I can find that trailer here. The very first trailer that people would have seen obviously in the movie theater when they're seeing other movies, and it was just a great, it's a trailer. Let's see if we can find that. All right, let's see if that's it. Yeah, that might be. This might be it. Okay, this might be it. All right, so let's get this going on. Cue that up. All right, and we're going to share that. Sharing the screen. I know it's just really captivating for you guys to watch me do this right here, but we're going to do that. Yes. All right, and get that off there. Whoop, let's not do that. And do that. There we go. Okay. Getting my shit together here. Eventually there, people. All right. I believe this is the trailer that you would have seen in movie theaters back in like 2017 when the first Transformers movie came out. So instead of me yapping, let's get into it.
Quiet. He's coming. Guys, he's here. Let's go.
So again, the trailer is just, it looks like someone's playing their video footage of some party, right? It's like, hey, I got this video footage of this party. Let's just play this thing, right? It's just, and so that's what the trailer makes you think. That's all you're doing is just watching this. But it gets, but if you're not in the know, you have no idea what's coming.
What is this for? It's for Rob. Say something to him before he leaves.
Rob's awesome. I'm gonna miss it. Rob, have fun in Japan.
You owe me $11.
How are you gonna survive without Rob? He's like your main dude.
Yeah, no. Hey, how am I gonna survive without you?
I don't know. I'm like your main dude.
What was that noise?
It sounded like an animal.
Yeah, just relax. Everything.
Phone calls are pouring into the New York One newsroom as a thunderous roaring sound.
You see something on the roof?
What animal sounds like that? Shaking.
So right there, obviously, yeah, that's when you're like, okay, there's something. All right, this is interesting. Okay, we're not just seeing a bunch of cardboard cutout 20 somethings here at some party right there. Like something else is going on. So let's continue.
Looks like you should have left town a little bit earlier.
What is it? Is it coming this way?
I saw it. It's alive. It's huge. No. Anybody see
Yeah, so you see the happen in Manhattan right there, and yeah, it's almost like now it's like just a normal night in Manhattan where people are running away, but this is nowadays when people are running all over the place in Manhattan. It's usually just from all the crime, all the gang members and whatnot, all the gangbangers stealing shit and trying to shoot people, and all the psychos just running around Manhattan right now. But in this movie, people are running for their lives in Manhattan for totally different reasons. So, but hey. But I digress.
Tonight's gonna be the best night ever.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so I remember seeing the first Transformers. Then that was one of the trailers right there, and I was like, "Holy shit!" All right, you got my attention right there. So I guess I got to wait till next January to check out this Cloverfield movie. And then they did like some cool viral marketing for the time, where this was back in the days of like MySpace. So Cloverfield had its MySpace page there where you go there, you just see like random pictures of the characters that you were seeing there at the party. Then they come out with like fake documents from some Japanese company that says they have responsibility for creating this character or discovering this or creating this creature or discovering this creature. So that was kind of one of the first viral marketing movies that was out there. So Cloverfield, right there. So yeah, we got Unfolding Joker. Cloverfield, likey. Agent X6. Yep, haven't seen that one in a while. Yep, it's probably been a while for a lot of people. Because Cloverfield is one of those movies that pretty much just got forgot. Okay, it's not one of those movies that stands the test of time. A lot of people remember like Top Gun or The Exorcist or whatever. It's just like it came out in 2008. People saw it and then just didn't remember it. It just went away. And then every once in a while, you might be walking by your TV like, oh, yeah, Cloverfield. I remember that. Okay, that was a thing. All right, maybe I should sit down and watch that. Okay. And then, Unfolding Joker. I thought it was a Godzilla scene. Yeah. So, no, I can see how you would think that. All right. So, let's get back to our top 5. So, I believe we shall move on to number 2. And that is, the movie we're talking about in this episode, Godzilla -1 right there. And hey, in this picture, you get a chance to take a look at his atomic breath charging up, because, yeah, you've got his tail getting all lit up in blue right before that atomic breath just blasts out and just lays waste right there. And obviously in this shot right here, you can see this Godzilla, this guy's a big asshole. He's already doing damage to poor old Tokyo right here. So, all right, drink time. All right. Okay, so so Godzilla -1 here. I'm not going to talk too much about this one because I've already covered this in this episode. But I mean, I do like the Godzilla design in this movie as well. It just looks like hardcore and metal badass. And I do like one thing before I forget to mention it here is like towards the end, like I think it's his final attempt to use his atomic breath. And they have like this really just unnerving, creepy shot, like a close up on Godzilla's face, where his eyes are glowing blue because he's got like the atomic breath. He's about to unleash it, and his eyes just got that evil, like I'm about to fuck people's shit up, look in it. And it's like the most evil I've ever seen Godzilla look in a movie. I just thought that was incredible. So, but Godzilla -1. That's my number 2 in my top 5 creature movies. Now, what could number 1 be? Well, I think when I reveal it to you, you'll be like, oh, yeah, of course. And my number 1 creature movie can be none other than Tremors. Kevin Bacon, the late, great Fred Ward, Michael Gross, Reba McEntire, the Graboids. Tremors, man. This is like this is like a great creature feature, not because it's got like these great practical effect creatures that you see right here. You've got great acting, you got great characters that are funny as fuck. Okay. Kevin Spacey, Fred Ward, Kevin Spacey. Wow, I fucked that up. Definitely not Kevin Spacey. He wants to have a different kind of chemistry with Fred Ward. Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. So again, unfortunately, we lost Fred Ward way too soon. Not that long ago here. But yeah, Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward, and then they just play a couple of just doofuses that just good natured kind of doofuses you'd want to know and you'd want to have a beer with. You'd want to be their pals, right? And they're living in the small town of Perfection. Population 14. Agent X6, a damn good movie and beer drinking trip. Did we just become best friends? Yep. Yeah, and I just and then you got the townsfolk. They're hilarious, and then Michael Gross, and Reba McEntire. Michael Gross plays Bert, the gun-toting survivalist guy with his wife Reba McEntire, and they're just armed to the fucking teeth. And it turns out, hey, it's for the best, right? Because they gonna need them guns in Tremors. But beer drinking Tremors. The Tremors rule all of them except for that weird olden times one. Yeah, I remember that one right there. So yeah, I'm gonna re-forget that one. But yeah, I mean, this movie just does a great job at building up tension. You have no idea what's going on. You just know that people are dying, and you get the scene where the family or the husband and wife, they're out there, in their station wagons. Remember those? And the station wagon gets grabbed by the graboids. Okay. And I like the cool sequence where the headlights from the station wagon like just shooting straight up in the sky and whatnot. You just see them disappear because the graboids suck the station wagon down. Again, not the good kind of suck there, beer drinking Trev. Who says Bert for president? Yeah, absolutely, Bert for president. Michael Gross as Bert, and this is I think after his stint on Family Ties. Where he played quite the different character in Family Ties. Family Ties, he just played like this look at how do I put it? Like not Weasley, just kind of limp-wristed liberal, and then in this, but I repeat myself. But then in Tremors, yeah, he just plays like this hard-charging, presumably conservative Republican gun-tote survivalist character. Okay, so totally different character. But yeah, Tremors, I mean, yeah, it takes place in Perfection. You get these victims, getting taken out by these underground worms, for lack of a better way of putting it there, that are attracted to sound. So basically, yeah, it's kind of like A Quiet Place, those movies where you just gotta keep it down. All right, just no racket. All right, just be quiet as a church mouse. All right, otherwise it's your ass. All right, you're getting taken out by some graboids. Okay, and so it just has some like cool, ingenious ways of getting around the graboids, like they're pole vaulting, from these rocks to the truck, when they're trapped out in the desert on these rocks, and they know they can't just walk out, or run in the desert because the graboids can detect, you running or walking. And these graboids are fast, man. They move underground and they could like just grab you from underground and suck you in. All right, so eat your ass. But I like how, like, what is it, Harold? The Harold Chan. I think it's been a while since I've seen Tremors, but Harold Chan, who runs the grocery store, they're trying to think of a name for these creatures, and he's like, graboids, call it graboids, and he's taking pictures, with get your picture with a chunk of the graboids, he's taking Polaroids, remember those, with trying to make a buck off the tragedy that the graboids are creating here. So, but yeah, this fantastic movie, Tremors. Every single time it comes on, again, even if it's halfway through, I'm stopping whatever I'm doing. I'm sitting my ass down and watching me some Tremors. Light up the eyes, boys. They don't have eyes. What's that line that Kevin Bacon has where they learn, like, they're going to meet the woman and he's driving the truck. It's like, you will have blonde hair. You will have big tits. You will have green eyes. You will have an ass that don't quit, and you will have legs that go all the way up, or something like that. I love that line right there. So, but that made me have to take a drink. Oh yeah, that's all she wrote for that. So it means I better wrap up the episode here pretty soon. But hey, so that has been my top 5 creature movies, everybody. Yes, all right. So let's get that out of there. And let me guys know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, are you guys like, you're smoking crack, man? What the hell? Like, and even if you're watching this later, you're not watching it live. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, what you think about my list. Maybe like, oh my God, man, like, you're like a brother from another mother. Okay, that's exactly the list and exactly the order I would put them in. Or like, what the hell are you smoking? You're an idiot. I wouldn't have any of those on my top 5. Okay, let me know. Okay, and then hey, and if you're doing that, if you're commenting, you're watching this later on, hey, just take the time to hit the like button and subscribe or follow this channel. There you go. All right, always gotta mention that. All right, should we wrap this up, everybody? Should we wrap this up? Because I know you got things to do, all right? Kids to feed, laundry to fold, all that shit, right? Okay, got to do it. And I also have to, I got to get going because I got to go see the movie for this Sunday's spoiler-free review, and then next Thursday's Movies America spoiler warning. And that movie will be Wonka. Yes, okay. And I can just detect it. Some of you might be saying, like, Wonka, that's what you're going to review? Wonka? They can't all be winners. I don't know. I haven't seen Wonka. I'm not going to say it's a bad movie. I don't know. Kid movies aren't really my bag, but Wonka is like the big release for this weekend. Okay. And so I try to stick to like the bigger releases that I think will get the most interest. Okay. And so, believe it or not, all the movies that are coming out new this weekend, it might get the most interest. Okay, so pray for me, people. I don't know. I'm hoping it's tolerable. I have no idea. Okay, Timothée Chalamet, I do like him as an actor. I like him in Dune, and other movies as well. So, but it's interesting that he's playing a young Willy Wonka in this. But anyway, so that's what I got to go and get done here tonight is go see Wonka. So check out my Wonka spoiler-free review coming out this Sunday afternoon. All right, so let's wrap this bad boy up, shall we? And let's do it this way. Let's tell you all about my website, moviesmerica.com. And that's a website you'll want to go to if you just want to listen to the audio only versions of my spoiler-free reviews that come out every Sunday. Now, I would actually watch the spoiler-free reviews on Rumble and YouTube because they come out sooner than they come out on moviesmerica.com, okay? Because they don't come out on moviesmerica.com till later because I'm usually too lazy to get them out there until like Tuesday or Wednesday. Because I'm like, I want people watching the episodes. But if you have to, listen to the audio only, you can listen to them on moviesmerica.com. Okay, and then also the audio only versions of those episodes are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you would imagine you can listen to podcasts. Okay. All right, and then also I am on X and Instagram and Gab under the handle of @MoviesAmerica. And also, if you're on Gab, here, check this out here. So let's do this. We'll get that out of there. And if you're on Gab, check out Gab here. There's a group on Gab that you should definitely check out there. Instead of me just telling you about it, I will show you that. Okay. So, and that is going to be right there. It is the Inner Circle of Salt on a Gab. All right. So, but yeah, get the Gab. You can follow me there. But yeah, you can search for the Inner Circle of Salt, and that's a group. And we've got some folks here in the live chat, I believe, that are part of the Inner Circle of Salt there, and you can follow them as well, and have some great conversations. These are salt of the earth people, and yeah, they'll keep your interest, keep you entertained. All right, so. Yeah, Beer Drinker Trev, you had me at Tremors. Beer Drinker Trev, spare yourself, go watch Godzilla again. And he's like, I'll just watch the Agent X6 says I'll just watch the Gene Wilder one again, talking about Wonka. You lose, you get nothing. Good day, sir. Classic Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka. But anyway, I was talking about Inner Circle of Salt there on Gab. And you can check me out on Gab as well there, and check out my page on Movies America right there on Movies America on Gab. I think you guys are seeing that. Yes, you guys are. Absolutely. And so Gab is awesome to check out. But yeah, Gab is like the cool new social site to go to. So Facebook is like yesterday's news. Facebook is like where you get your meatloaf recipes from your Aunt Madge. Okay. Gab is where you go to check out the coolest of the coolest. Okay. Absolutely. All right. And then we got tdpn.locals.com, the website for the Till Death Podcast Network that I told you all about before. Go check that out. And then also, speaking of the Till Death Podcast Network, every great empire, like the Till Death Podcast Network has their merch. Okay, you have to have great merch for your empire, and we have our great merch at the merch store, link down in the description. Okay, get yourself a Till Death Podcast Network phone case or a Movies America t-shirt, all the merch that you can imagine. Okay, and hey, Christmas is less than 2 weeks away, people. All right, so time is a wasting. Get there, get yourself some merch. You know what? It is to show the people you love that you really love them, okay? And nothing says, I love you, Grandma, like a Movies America t-shirt, okay? And you can get that at the merch store link down below, all right? And then we got at Till Death Network, at solo.to/Till Death Pod Network, and that's where you can find all the links to all the content that has to do with the Till Death Podcast Network, so you can watch all the great content that the Till Death Podcast Network provides you. So there it is. Go to this one location to get all the links to all the content. Okay. And then moving on, solo.to/Till Death Studios. Why would you want to go there? Well, if you're in the content creation game, like I am, obviously, or the guys on the Whiskey Capitalist podcast or others here on Rumble, then like Professor Savage Dad, they're content creators. If you want to enhance your content with cool things like you got the background that you see behind me and whatnot, or the background, the overlay up at the top, the intros that you saw earlier. If you want cool visual flair like that, well, hey, you know what? My man Ian can hook you up. And the way to reach out to him is through solo.to/tildeathstudios. And yeah, he'll create that cool stuff for you. Okay. So go and take advantage of his genius. All right. And moving on to solo.to/I'm Sean Cav. And that's where you can go to find all the links that have to do with the content brought to you by one Sean Cav from the Till Death Podcast Network. And he does the Sippin' with Sean show every other Friday afternoon. And you can check out his stuff. He's got a great what is it on Telegram? It's what's a Red Pill? I think a Red Pill Memories or something like that. So just search for Red Pill on Telegram, okay? And you'll find his Red Pill group there on Telegram. I'm butchering the name of that, so I apologize. I apologize, Sean. There, but you can check him out on Twitter and all that stuff. But his link is probably in solo.to/I'm Sean Cav right there. He's probably got a link in there that'll take you to that Telegram group that he's got there. So you don't have to count on my terrible memory right there. So yeah, that's another reason to go there. All right, we're moving on to solo.to/the Whiskey Capitalist, and that's the one-stop shop for all the links that have to do with the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. And yeah, that's Whiskey Capitalist podcast show you guys all check out on Monday and Wednesday nights. Yeah, all the links that have to do with that show are there at that address right there. So check it out. And let's check out the live chat here. I see Beer Drinking Trip. I want to be filmed in the back seat with my Movies Merica shirt on and then fight Willem Dafoe for the movie Maniac scene in your opening sequence. There you go. It's good to have aspirations, man. There you go. I think we might be able to hook you up right there. I like where your head's at. Right there. So let's see if we can make that happen. All right. So, and last but not least, solo.to/Till Death Podcast. And that's where you can go to find all the links for the Till Death Podcast, or Till Death Podcast. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, the Till Death Podcast is the name of the show. That comes out every other Saturday afternoon. That's what time it comes out for me here in the Central Time Zone. You can go to solo.to/Till Death Podcast for all the links that have to do with that show. A really good way to know when that show comes on is to go there and click on the link. There you go. Just could not work out any more perfectly than that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Okay. All right. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining the show. And again, real quick, hit that subscribe or follow button down below and the like button down below. Okay. And then, hey, like my page on Rumble and follow me on Twitter, X and Gab. Okay. So at Movies Merica, that's what I'm at. That's what my handle is on Gab and X and Instagram. I have a Movies Merica group on Facebook as well, right there. Or you could follow me at Van Ebert on Facebook. There. Okay. All right. Enough about that, everybody. So as I always say, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey, everybody, don't leave yet. Okay? Hey, I got just enough time. I got the police after me, okay? And, oh man, they're gonna get me at any time. I got just enough time to ask you to like this video and also subscribe to this channel if you would, man. You'd be doing me a big favor, okay? And please make sure to like these videos or watch them and then like them, okay? That'd be great. And again, thanks for watching, okay? And subscribe to the Till Death Podcast Network and Movies Merica. I gotta go.